more a real-life mobility service based on internet technology. So the next is Niels Beisinghoff of Bettertaxi. It's your turn.
Hello, good evening. My name is Niels. I'm going to present to you Bettertaxi. It's somewhat more down to earth, but still ambitious. I'm quite passionate about the topic of climate change, and I have a small daughter, and I sometimes think to myself, what if she asked me, what did you do? And so I created Bettertaxi. So what is it actually? The problems that we are trying to solve is to provide mobility for everybody, everywhere. That's not easy. The first problem is that in terms of getting a taxi, getting any kind of mobility, you can use well-known taxi apps, but they only work in select places. So for example, here in Berlin, the best app to use for taxis is actually Taxi EU still. We're a close second. And the best one in Hamburg would be Mytaxi. The best one in London is Halo. In Potsdam, it's Taxi Potsdam. In the countryside, there is nothing. There is no app to use. You have to find out some phone numbers. For airport transfers, you would use German Transfer or Blacklane or Uber or whatever, but you can't book a taxi to the airport. And finally, there's also the problem of that it can get expensive unless the company pays. Together, it would be cheaper. So what's the product? The product works everywhere in Germany. It gets you a taxi within 120 seconds. Since we're still in beta mode, it won't always get you there in 120 seconds, but that's where we try to get. It will compensate every ride. And starting in autumn, here in Berlin, we will start taxi sharing. We offer our mobility via apps. We have one in the App Store for Android and one for iPhone. Try it. We will launch web booking one of these days. And our API is also valuable to a lot of mobility providers because there's actually nobody else that can provide mobility everywhere in Germany. So if you speak about taxi app, you have to speak about the competition. The most well-known one is Mytaxi. It has a great technology, very good apps. It has very good press and a lot of marketing, good partners, but still they're only able to get 800 cars out of 50,000 taxis online. In Berlin, it's approximately 200. In Hamburg, it's 150. But in a city like Nuremberg or Leipzig, it's somewhere between 1 and 10 at most. That's not much. German Transfer provides transfer rights. It's pre-booking, 24 hours, 48 hours, no apps, and so on. And then there's the taxi industry solutions like Taxi EU, Taxi Deutschland, not very well known, and they only work in select places. What we try to do is work in all cities, city and countryside, do pre-booking, and do spontaneous ride. That's our USP. If you want to know how we do it, you have to invest. So what's the market? The market at the moment is still in its infancy. Only 1% of all taxi rides in Germany is booked via app. But according to pretty much all experts, it will be at 20% within 4 years from now. It's just so convenient. Instead of calling and waiting, you just press on, you click on your mobile. You don't have to remember numbers, you remember one app, and that's us. Earnings are provision-based. We won several government funds, Exist, as well as Climate-KIC. We got Companisto behind us, which is a crowdfunding platform, and we plan to make 12 million euros in 2017. We look to raise 500,000, and if you want to know more about it, come talk to me and know more about the only taxi app that you need. Thank you.
Thank you. You described us the market a bit. Do you have some numbers about the market size and what adjacent segments you could address looking forward?
Yeah, the market size, it's not huge. It's not like aircraft or automobile market. But so the taxi market itself is 4 billion overall. So the dispatch part of it could add up to 20 to 50 million. But there's much more to it than with the taxi sharing. You get into new markets, then there's specific B2B services that you can add to it. So the overall mobility size is not just the taxi size. So it could be around 100 million per year, the overall market that you can address with this.
Okay. And the revenue model is on a transaction based? You get
transaction based, right. We get a provision for each ride from the taxi dispatch centers. If we work with them, we have a taxi technology connection to all dispatch centers in Germany. We enable them step by step, so we can fully automate our rides, and then it's transaction based. And yeah, for sharing, we have a different model behind it.
Okay. And you launched last year, so as an internet startup, you need to typically show the investors your KPIs, your customer acquisition costs, your customer lifetime value. You have these data prepared for the investors?
We have them ready, and we will excite you. Come talk to me.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. So we